Okay. So starting a part-time business it's never been easier, right? Now than in any other time. And there's no shortage of people, podcasts, platforms that are there to help you get started. Now, these platforms come with a lot of pros, and we're going to talk about some of the cons, but let's be real, there's a lot of positive in these platforms, right? They provide an enormous amount of efficiency, right? That efficiency is greatly improved. They allow you to research and target your audience in ways that you've never been able to do before. They also allow you to serve your audience in ways that we haven't been able to, right? Like in details, which is really fantastic. And we could do a whole conversation about the value of communication, right? Like how much better opportunities that we have for communicating with clients because of that technology. But when starting a business, some of these platforms and these tools can actually make it more difficult for us to launch our business and earn the kind of income that we want to earn. So, welcome back to Launch Your Business Live, where we make making money online clear, simple, and successful. So you can build wealth, you can build independence, you can work from home and turn that part time business into your full time income. Now, my name is Marianne Lombardi. I'm the founder and CEO of Marianne Lombardi Coaching. I am an executive turned founder, author, former educator, and the single parent of the coolest kid on the planet. Now, I've been helping small business owners thrive for over 20 years, and my mission is to do the same for you. So let's dig into this a little deeper. Now, we all want to start and have a business that's going to be successful. So I want to define what success means while we're talking, right? So when I'm talking about successful part-time business, it is a business that is efficient with your time, right? It doesn't burn you out. It's a business that helps people, and it's a business that pays you really well. Okay? It's a business that builds your confidence, it builds your independence, and it allows you to spend more time with the people that you love. So in order to have a successful business, you need to solve a problem. You need to solve that problem in a unique way. You need to do it for a specific set of people who are in desperate need of a solution, right? And you need to charge a premium for that solution. The most important part of your business is that alignment between the problem that you are solving and the people that you are serving. And the more specific you are about that problem that you solve, and the more specific you are about the person that you are solving that problem for, the easier it is that your business is going to be successful. Okay. So now there are a lot of technology, there's a lot of platforms that help you do this. But today we're going to talk about why some of those platforms, and we're specifically going to talk about Teachers Pay Teachers and all the tutoring platforms. We're going to talk about how and why they make it harder actually for you to build a successful part-time business. Now, and there are three specific ways that they get in the way. Number one, they make it difficult to differentiate yourself in your market. Number two, they don't help you narrow down your audience. And number three, they don't allow you to charge enough to make it worth your time. So let's dig into each of those. When we talk about differentiating yourself in a market, it means making yourself stand out, right? Standing out doesn't mean that you need to have a huge audience, or that you need to be on social media all the time, or you need to be extroverted, or have the best whatever it is you're selling. It means that you are bringing something new, that you are bringing something unique to the market with your business. It means that you stand out because you are different. It could be because you have found a new way to solve the problem that you're solving. It may be that you are solving the problem for a different audience, maybe an audience that has been ignored in the past. And it also could be that you are solving a new problem that no one has decided to solve yet. So platforms like Teachers Pay Teachers make it very difficult for you to differentiate yourself in a market. Yes, you may have better or prettier downloads, right? Downloadables, or lessons, or whatever it is that you're selling, and they could be prettier than anybody else's. They can look cooler, but it is hard to get people to notice that because you're swimming in this sea of everyone else selling something very similar, right? They're all selling the same thing. So to get people to notice you, to break through that noise of everybody else doing exactly what you're doing, you need to market the shit out of it. Right? That means you're creating content and you're blogging and you're going live and you're tapping into other people's audiences, right? You're doing all of this marketing to support it. Now, there is nothing wrong with any of those things, right? Doing that kind of marketing. And if you already have a huge social media following, this will be much easier for you. But many aren't going to have that kind of following, right? So so if you jump into this water, not only are you starting a business creating, uploading and selling your products on Teachers Pay Teachers, but you are also doing a whole other business as a social media marketer. And it is deceptively time consuming to be successful at it as a part-time business. And again, successful is the way we've defined it, right? Another problem with these platforms is that they don't help you narrow down your audience. Yes, they help you access a captive audience, right? That wants the service you provide, whether that's digital classroom resources, right? Or whether that's tutoring. But that audience is huge, right? Like that audience is way too big. When you are building a business, you are not building a business for everyone, right? You're building a business for someone specific, someone that you have gotten to know. That's that target market, right? Like that unique person. And early business owners tend to make this costly mistake of trying to serve everybody, right? And they do it maybe out of fear, they do it out of lack of experience because they think if they serve everyone, there are going to be more clients to draw from, right? Like there's a logic to that, but it's not true, right? The opposite is true because when you try to speak to everybody, no one feels seen, right? No one feels heard. No one feels like you actually know their pain, that you know them, like you care about them specifically. So it makes it really hard to grow a business and make sales when you are talking to the general audience as opposed to the specific audience of people. Right. And it feels logically like the more people you have access to, the more potential clients you're going to have. But specificity and uniqueness are the key to success. And you may have heard that phrase that people say the riches are in the niches. What that means is that the more specific and narrow your scope, the more sales you're going to make. So let's look at an example of what this looks like. So for example, if you are a math teacher, you could offer your services as a math teacher to help students improve their math skills. Okay. The problem that you're trying to solve is that students are not excelling at math. Your solution is tutor them in math. Okay. So you sign up on a tutoring platform and become one of a large amount of teachers that are all teaching math on this platform. You are then relying on your credentials and the parent's budget for your business. To get your first couple of clients, you may, dare I say, devalue your expertise by reducing your rate to compete with the other tutors that are in that market, that are on that platform. You become one of many teachers tutoring, competing on price at the whim of the platform and your rates and reviews for your business. That it is a lot of things that are out of your control. And there's no way really to differentiate yourself aside from your credentials, your rate, and your reviews. Now, here's an alternative. You could decide to solve a similar problem in a different way. For example, there is an epidemic of girls thinking that they're bad at math. There's a shit ton of research on this, right? Research shows that this stereotype begins early, like second grade, third grade, right? And this bias of girls bad at math, it comes from parents, it comes from peers, even teachers hold on to this bias, right? So maybe that's the problem that you're trying to solve. And you're a math teacher, maybe that's the problem you're trying to solve. The solution. Maybe you decide to create a tutoring program targeted towards elementary school girls, very specific, featuring confidence building skills to help them navigate that social bias, math basics to teach them the skills necessary to excel in math, and practical math to empower them to see the math all around them and how math is useful in everyday life. And you create this program, right? And this program makes you a category of one because nobody else has made that program, right? Tutoring on a platform makes you one of many. And when you are a category of one with a program as rich with value as the one that I described, which solves a more specific problem, right? For a more specific audience, which do you think is more attractive to the client? And which do you think you can also charge a heck of a lot more money for? Okay. Now let's talk about money. People don't like to talk about money, but I love to talk about money. I think we have to talk about money so much more. We all need to scream, like, let's talk about money, especially as women, right? We just don't talk about money. And I have a lot of views on why we don't, but I'm not going to talk about them here because I've done that before. So if you ever want any of the content that I've done around money and mindset, like just DM me and I'll send you a bunch of it because I could talk about it for days. Now, these platforms, we're talking about money, don't allow you to charge enough to make it worth your time to be on them. So we've been talking about math, so we're going to do some math. If you have a shop on Teachers Pay Teachers and charge $10 for your product, if you want to make 5K a month, which I think you should easily make, and you can easily make 5K a month, by the way, but if you're charging $10 for your product to make 5K a month, you're going to need to sell 500 of that product. That's a lot. Okay. And that's called what we call a low ticket offer or a low ticket product. Okay. So to sell that 500, you're going to need to spend a lot of time marketing, as we talked about. You're going to have to market the hell out of it. You're going to have to build your social media presence. You're going to have to add your products on other marketplaces as well, Etsy, or like sell directly on social or all that kind of stuff. You're going to be watching YouTube videos for how to hack the Teacher Pay Teachers algorithm. There's a lot of those videos on YouTube right now. And if you are tutoring on a site, say if you're like doing the math tutoring and you're tutoring on a site and you're making, I don't know, 60 an hour after fees, because you're going to need to pay fees to be on that site, you're going to need to teach 83 hours a month, which is 20 hours a week to make that 5K a month. That's a lot of time tutoring, right? Again, we're talking about a part-time business. And so you're spending a full-time day in the classroom or at some other business. And now you have to spend 20 hours a week to make that 5K. But if you offer a premium service like that math program, I described, that would be considered a premium service, right? And you charge $1,000 for that. For each client, $1,000. Maybe it's, I don't know what, it's 3 months, 2 months, something like that. Okay. Charge $1,000. To make that 5K a month, you need to secure 5 clients. Okay. This is called a high ticket offer. And by the way, you could charge more than $1,000 for that math program. Let me tell you, you could easily charge $2,500 for something like that. But that's a whole other conversation. If someone's interested in that math program, talk to me and I'll tell you how to make some money off of it. So, but just for easy math, say you're charging $1,000 for that service. To make that 5K, you only need 5 clients, okay, for this high ticket offer. And to acquire those 5 clients, you're going to spend your time talking to parents and parent communities you're already connected with. You're going to reach out through your existing networks to share this program. Each happy client you have is going to refer you to new clients. You're going to be doing less marketing and more relationship building. You're going to spend less time marketing and less time working because you are only serving these 5 clients, but you're going to get to serve them really, really well because you have the time and the energy to focus on them. So the value of the work will go well beyond just getting better at math. You're going to help build confidence and empower girls to own their enjoyment of math and see how it will benefit their lives, whether they continue their math studies beyond high school or not, right? That value is so much higher, which means that it warrants a much higher cost, okay? So let's recap this for a second. Platforms like Teachers Pay Teachers and these tutoring platforms, there's many of these tutoring platforms, get in the way of your success because they don't allow you to do these 3 things. They don't allow you to differentiate yourself in the market. And it's very hard to stand out, to get noticed, because you're one of many. And you need this strong marketing machine to help you make the most out of those opportunities. They also don't help you narrow down your audience, because they thrive on serving broad audiences like teachers and parents, way too broad. They also don't allow you to charge enough to make it worth your time because you are working too many hours, you're working too hard for too little pay. And aren't you already doing that like as a teacher? Right? So why jump into that as a part-time business? A high ticket offer, a high ticket business allows you to do meaningful work to help people, to really change your clients' lives and get paid a premium for it. So, if you want to talk through any of these business ideas that you have or see how they fit into a higher ticket model, DM me and let's chat about it. If you want to talk a little bit more about these lower ticket offers and how to transform what you're already doing into a higher ticket offer, also DM me and let's see how we can help you do that. So, thank you for spending a little time with us tonight, and we will see you next week.